With the 5th pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Ja'Marr Chase.
This league is filled with great receivers, and ever since Ja'Marr Chase entered the NFL, he's added to that list. Ja'Marr Chase was a living testament of the quote, "Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games" with this play against the Chiefs. It's 4th and 6 during the fourth quarter of the AFC Championship game, and as you can see, the Chiefs are just doubling the Bengals star receivers, daring someone else to convert this 4th down, but instead Joe Burrow lofts this ball deep, and of course Ja'Marr Chase goes up and gets this ball while being double teamed. Ja'Marr Chase has made a living off of plays like this, and in just 2 seasons, Ja'Marr Chase has 168 receptions, 2,501 yards, and 22 touchdowns. First and foremost, let's focus on what makes Ja'Marr Chase such a tough cover. He's lethal at all 3 levels on the field. He's dominant in the red zone area, he's a complete monster after the catch, and he's made some of the best catches I've ever seen. There's a long list of attributes that Ja'Marr Chase possesses that make him a great receiver. He can line up inside, he can line up outside, he can outrun you, and he can outjump you. And with all those attributes, Ja'Marr Chase wasted no time torching opposing defenses as he went on to win Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2021, finishing with 81 receptions, 1,455 yards, and 13 touchdowns, becoming the first receiver since 2014 to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, all while averaging 18 yards per play, and becoming the 2nd player in NFL history to ever have more than 400 yards and 5 touchdowns in their first 5 career games. And in 2021, he also finished 4th in the NFL with 8 receptions of at least 40 yards. So to say he's been a problem since he entered the NFL would be an understatement. But once we cut on the tape, we see it's hard to blame DBs because how can you stop a receiver who can do it all? Notably, those numbers did drop in 2022, going from 8 receptions of 40 plus yards down to only 3. But don't let these numbers fool you. Ja'Marr Chase is still that lethal deep ball threat. A good example of this is here against the Dolphins, and although this play looks like nothing, there's actually great fundamentals being shown by Ja'Marr Chase. First off, it's a great job by him not playing with the release and just eating up the DB space. And by doing that, it catches the DB off guard, and in return, he tries to jam Ja'Marr Chase, but instead, Ja'Marr quickly smacks his hands down and is on his way to a huge gain. Although Ja'Marr missed 5 games this season due to injury, he still finished this season with 87 receptions, 1,045 yards, and 9 touchdowns. And despite missing time this season, he still finished with more targets and more receptions than he did last year. So as all great players do, he got more productive with less reps. But in addition to having the moves to get open quickly, Ja'Marr's also a great contested catcher, and knowing that always allows Joey B to give him a chance at any ball. And compelling that with his great speed and quickness that allows him to generate a great deal of separation from defensive backs. Once he's back healthy, I don't see these deep balls stopping anytime soon. Now let's talk about the reliable red zone threat that Chase is. He and Burrow have turned into arguably the best quarterback wide receiver combo in the NFL over their first 2 campaigns together. And you'll notice NFL football is often just small things done really well. Here you can see this play works because Burrow and Chase are in sync, and as soon as Ja'Marr breaks in for this football, it's already being delivered by Joey B, on time and on target. And earlier I mentioned all the areas he was good in as a receiver, but I think an underrated part of his game is his catch radius. Rather Chase was double teamed, or covered well, or thrown a bad ball, if it was in Chase's vicinity, he was coming down with it. So it's safe to say Ja'Marr Chase has come a long way from having trouble catching passes when he first entered the league, to now rarely having passes thrown this way touch the ground. It's truly special because Chase can make every catch. The toe tap, the one-on-one 50-50 balls that Burrow lofts up there for him, catches coming across the middle, catches when defenders are draped all over him, it doesn't matter. Ja'Marr Chase was one of the most targeted red zone threats in the league this season. Despite missing 4 games in 2022, he still ranked top 5 in red zone catches and 1st in red zone yards. In 2022, Ja'Marr Chase's receptions per game jumped from 4.8 to 7.3. And I think a large part of that was due to the work he was doing in the red zone. He led the team in red zone yards by 26, but he only had 2 more catches than his 2nd place teammate. It seemed like every time the Bengals had the ball in the red zone, it was a Ja'Marr Chase touchdown. But scoring in the red zone is all about feel, patience, and awareness. Because as we all know, in the red zone the field shrinks and those throwing windows decrease mightily. And just one of the examples here against the Bills illustrates that perfectly. But that Joey B and Jamar Chase connection goes even further. Take this play for example. As all great quarterbacks do, Joe Burrow starts this play by looking opposite of his real read, and as soon as he looks to the left, he rifles his pass right in between two defenders in a position where only his receiver could catch it, resulting in a touchdown. Shifting our focus onto the part of his game I don't think gets talked about enough is his big play ability after the catch. More than half of Jamar Chase's career yards have come from after the catch, which would surprise most people because all we think about are his jaw-dropping catches. Jamar Chase has had some amazing performances in such little time, eclipsing 200 yards twice, eclipsing 100 yards 7 times, and he has 3 games of 10 plus receptions. Jamar Chase is your ideal number 1 option at the wide receiver position. He's fast, reliable, physical, and he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. And he brought his own flair to the game and a mindset that has him set out to be the best. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out this video over here, which is all about the quarterback who gives these guys these touchdowns. Peace.